team might be like losing her sanity. You think like this stuff can make people lose their sanity, or they can make you lose your sanity?
Well,
have you ever seen anybody you know who knew this information, like lose it?
You don't lose your sanity because you know things.
Mm-hmm.
You lose sanity if you don't know how to deal with the things you know. You see conspiracies everywhere. Therefore, you must be crazy. That makes sense if there are no conspiracies everywhere. But if there really are conspiracies everywhere, then does it make sense? Are you insane or out of sanity? Are you in sanity or out of sanity?
The prescribed sanity, right?
This all comes down to the system sets convention.
Yep.
And the convention is what the psychiatrist tells you you must accept. And if you say, the evidence that I have gathered suggests that these conventions are wrong, that they are made for the purpose of control, but they are not based on facts. The psychiatrist says, you're eccentric. That means you're not centered on the convention. And I would say, thank you. Thank you. I don't want to be centric. I want to be able to analyze and conclude things myself based upon only one thing, evidence.
Yeah. But what you see, that's the thing. What you consider evidence, what you accepted as facts, their narrow education won't let them do that.
What they do is what I use. They have two models. One model they use in a court of law. That model says when you have received preponderance of the circumstantial evidence, you have a duty to believe that that constitutes proof in a court of law. That's number one. So it's not direct evidence, it's preponderance of circumstantial evidence. The second thing is indirect evidence can also be used when based upon the normal rules of physics. If one is able to see a planet making a unusual journey through the solar system, in other words, its orbit is not fixed upon a central point, but it makes an elliptical orbit, or it has some kind of a zigzag motion or whatever, you have the right to believe, although you cannot see it, that there is something out there, out of your sight, which has a gravity pull effect on this thing you can see, orbit. And you can take as granted that there is something else out there which you cannot see. Both those things allow me to analyze all of the material that I read and study and decipher and come to the conclusions that I come to. And my conclusions are equal at least to any convention, and I put to you better than all conventions, since I am not starting off the journey with an agenda, and they are. They are making conventions based upon the conclusions they want to achieve. I am making my arguments based upon the evidence that I have seen, whether direct or indirect, including my reasoning and including my intuition.